tamping down a new pack of cigarettes. Good morning, and we are live in beautiful downtown Crestline in the San Bernardino Mountains of Southern California's Inland Empire on Thursday morning, June 27, in the year of our Lord 2024. This is my regular time, although I do randomly come on YouTube when the spirit moves me. I've decided to start coming on a little earlier because Verizon keeps throttling the service earlier and earlier. There's a stray cat in my house. Well, I'm not gonna chase him off just yet. He's an elderly tomcat who apparently does not have a home, although I thought he did. He isn't going to pop out any kittens, but I don't want him making kittens. Come on, buddy, get out of my house. Go on. Yeah, my cats didn't finish their breakfast, so I'll move it to a place where Mr. Moocher can't come in and get it. All right, as I wait for you guys to file into the weekly show, I will go over. Shoot, I'm tired. I'm that kind of tired where the backs of your knees feel funny. Physical tired. But I've gotten a lot done lately. Yard work and cleaning the kitchen. I meant to stay up late and upload part 4 of my 4-part lasagna video on the other channel, but I fell asleep. I don't know what it is with YouTube. I make a 2-minute video and they want an hour or more to upload it. And even though I'm all verified and all that on this channel, they're limiting things like I can't post links on the other channel until I'm verified. And I'll be darned if I'm gonna send them a copy of my ID. There's been so many places hacked. I'm tired of having to change all my passwords and stuff because somebody else's data got hacked. Well, I've got my water, tea, and coffee. And my cigarettes. Yeah, I know. Coffee's bad for you. Cigarettes are bad for you. Well, smoking killed my grandfather, but he was 88 years old and on his way anyway. Where are my lovely chat room people? I guess I should make more efforts to let people know I'm coming on early. Um, Apparently, I have a very good credit rating, but I can't get a loan anyway because I don't have enough income. Oh, and I've found a helper who's actually helpful. A local guy named John came over a couple of times and helped me with the yard work that I wanted to get done. Let's get the ceiling fan out of the picture. Hang on. That's the problem with mornings. I'm congested from lying down for 8 hours or more. Anyway, it's a nice, bright, sunny day, and every day my yard gets a little cleaner and nicer, and I don't have a helpful person coming over to massacre my rose bushes and make sure that they all die. I don't know what part of please pull the weeds means hack up the roses. These rose bushes most of them are older than I am. So they'll probably survive, but man, they are damaged. And I think one small bush is gone entirely. And a couple of the bushes that had flowers now don't. They don't have branches or flowers, just the stems sticking up. Those roses provide me with privacy. They're by the front fence. They're supposed to bush out and make it impossible to see in through the fence. Not anymore. And the weeds are not pulled up, by the way. Since I couldn't not bury my dog, I made a little memorial with his collar and chew toys and planted irises over it. The irises are all hacked up. And I had planted some potatoes in among the irises because they need shade. Well, this person took a rake and raked out the everything. There was some trash in there because between critters, two-legged critters and four-legged critters, and the devil wind we get from time to time, some trash had blown in. And I did not ask anyone to pick up the trash. That's my job. And it's all raked out along with half of the irises and all the potatoes I planted and my dog's chew toys. I think the collar's still there. I haven't come across it in the file of slash that was made mostly with rose bush branches. I don't know. Anyway, I'm still going around picking up trash all over the place. That's my job. Okay, let's see, it's 7:43, almost quarter till 8 in the morning. I'm having a pretty good day, though. John actually did what I asked him to do, which was sweep up and rake up all the stuff that collects in my driveway, mostly right up against the chain link fence. Dirt, leaves, trash, all kinds of stuff. So I could bag it up and use the bottom layer, which is mostly dirt, to fix the soil in my gardens where some idiot, it was a good idea to remove all the mulch and bring it down to bare dirt that won't hold the moisture, so all the plants will die because they can't get any water. Anyway, I'm slowly but surely fixing things. And thanks to a government program, I can afford the water this summer. You wouldn't believe what water costs on this mountain. But I'm doing okay. And I'm going to have to record a video on my phone to show you my garden. But I've put up images on Facebook of the damage and devastation. Oh, makes me so sad. But hey, code enforcement is happy. I don't have any fire hazards. And the county has kicked out the squatters next door. They were not terribly bad neighbors, but they were squatting. And they filled their yard with junk, including fire hazards. And if that house caught fire, I don't know how the firefighters could get their equipment in there to fight it. So let's hope it doesn't. I like it better when people enter the chat room, but that's okay if you don't want to. This channel is not monetized. I've decided not to monetize it because YouTube gets 30% of anything I earn and anything you donate. That's a huge percentage. Places like Buy Me a Coffee and GoFundMe take something like 3%, and PayPal, if you say you're a friend, they don't take anything. And if you say it's a business thing, you're buying something, they take a tiny percent. I forget how much. Probably about 3%. YouTube takes 30 plus fees, whatever that means. Wow. Hi, Tora. It's time for Tora to say good morning to her adoring fans. Come on. I don't like the pokey paws on my leg. Say hi to your adoring fans. Okay, I'm going to have to pick her up because she wants to chew on the camera. Come on. Say hello. Say good morning, Tora. She isn't happy this morning. Well, there's canned food here, and there's treats in your dish, your other dish. See? Don't bother me. You got your treats and you didn't eat them. Oh, cats. Oh, Sweetie's here. Sweetie is still, she still thinks I'm untrustworthy. She's 17 years old, almost. I think she is 17. And known me all her life, and still, hi, Ditch, good morning, welcome in. She still doesn't trust me. I can't get her on camera. She's in the shade. I don't have good lighting here. I need to get a swag lamp, one that hangs from the ceiling. And hang it above the computer here so I can see the keyboard better and see the cats. We shall see when and how I'll get one. I need to hit the local yard sales, definitely. Mess with the camera. Anyway, my other channel is Kitchen Challenged Cook. And I was going to make a video about making lasagna, but the cats were helping. So it ended up being in 4 parts. And I didn't get the video of making the sauce because the camera got turned off and I didn't know it. And I sure wasn't going to make another batch of sauce. Okay, I'm hoping Witta comes in today. Witta sent me a lovely card, a birthday card. Well, I'll show you the card. Happy birthday. And I know Witta doesn't have much money, but she sent me $5. And that means a lot it's as if someone who isn't struggling had sent me 100, because I know she's struggling to get by herself. Very sweet and a lovely card. Okay. Hi, Jason. Good morning. Glad you're here. Welcome in, and there's no one. I wonder where Freeman is, and Don Burnham, and Witta, and the 2 GGs, GE and GI. Who else? Oh, there's actually have quite a few people who come in and chat me. Love the sunny morning. So once again, I'm going to try starting my show around 7:30 Pacific time in the morning. I'm glad that you guys made friends, Ditch and Freeman. That's a good thing. Connecting maybe in the real world and not just online. I think I need to educate the local charitable people. Oh, I'm sorry, Jason, aka Cave, that you have to deal with short-tempered people. I try to remain calm. I really don't panic in most situations where other people might, but sometimes I'm ornery. Oh, my birthday? Ditch, it was June 20. I was born on Father's Day in 1954. So once every 7 years, I'd share my day with Dad. And really, we'd both celebrate together on the closest Saturday. Well, thanks for the happy birthday, Ditch. I don't advertise it, you know. I'm not into celebrating holidays. I think people are short-tempered because things are going down the drain so badly. It's awful. The economy, the crime, especially places like New York and California, where criminals are popped out of jail, if not the same day, definitely the next day, and they don't even have to make bail. Yeah, this birthday was a little special because now I'm the big 70. Tora, get out of my stuff. Quit. Fat the water cat. You eat nothing but treats, you'll get fat and have diabetes. You already got a tummy on you, huh? Okay. Let's spoil the cats because there's Sweetie and Smokey as well. Smokey Sue, get out of my way. Ah. Hi, Wissa. You're here. I showed him your card. I'll show it again. It's a lovely card. All kinds of happy birthdays. And thank you also for the fiver. I know that's a lot for you. It's as if someone who wasn't struggling had sent me 100. But don't do it again. I know you need every penny you've got. Oh, today? Of course, the post office timing never works out for me. But at the post office, waiting for me is a t-shirt that's for my other YouTube channel, Kitchen Challenged Cook. Let me see if I can show you. Show you. I chose them. Let's see if you can see it. What? Yes or no thanks? There, here. I think you can customize it and change colors and stuff if you buy one, but with the shipping, it comes to almost $30. Oh, hi, Ray. Welcome in. Yeah, it says $18, but they add almost $8 for shipping. Sales. Okay, so that's what the shirt looks like. There, here. Nothing special, but I checked with some other places where you can design your own t-shirts, and their prices are even higher. So for now, since I don't have a deal where I would have to buy in bulk and sell one at a time, that'll have to do. The site is called Zazzle. Okay, let me see if I can get you guys a link to Kitchen Challenged. Cook. Come on. What the hiss? Let me see. Come on. Dashboard. No, that ain't it. Well, it won't send me to what I want. Let me see. I'm going to switch account. But now I'm in the studio, so I have to go to the channel. Here we go. I think this link will take you there. I am a bit of a klutz online, but I think that'll take you to the other channel. Now I gotta make sure I'm back on my main channel. Okay. So I have posted 3 out of 4 segments of the lasagna video. Oswald is here. Good morning, Oswald. And welcome in. It's just, it's a baby channel. I'm just starting it. Oh, Ditch wants to make me a logo for you. Now, let me just do something over here. Okay. You could use the Kitchen Challenge Cook logo for your games. That'd be crazy. I've been watching these fried rice videos because there are so many of them showing up on my feed in YouTube. And they take the pan and flip the pan so that the rice is flipped. I'm not going to do that. I would have rice all over my stove and my floor and my counter. I'm a klutz in the kitchen. Hey, Oswald, yeah. That'd be cool. A channel of you cooking my recipes and reading Philip K. Dick passages. How about the letter to his mother where he said I was the worst cook he'd ever met? I beg to differ. Phil was even worse. Much worse. He could ruin the toast without burning it. And when I was cooking a goose and it caught fire inside the oven, I turned off the oven and waited, but Phil freaked out and kept opening the door, which gave the grease fire more oxygen so it could burn hotter and higher. Couldn't convince him that you don't open the door. Tora, you're bugging me too much. She doesn't do this every day, but when I'm online doing YouTube Live, she knows I'm stuck in this chair. Don't you? Just quit. Well, 3 out of 5 cats are inside because they demand treats every Thursday morning. There's an episode of The Simpsons where Homer pours milk into cereal and it catches fire. How did that happen? I don't think I've seen that one. Well, Tora, you're an idiot. There's treats in your treat dish. Well, she doesn't want to eat them in the treat dish. She wants to eat them where she chooses to eat them. No, you don't climb on my lap with your pokey paws. Let's see what I got. I get up to get the cat treats, and Sweetie runs away, but not too far because she needs to come back and have some treats. Well, Tora, you asked for the treats over there, and now you want them over in another spot. Look, idiot, Smokey Sue. There's treats in your treat dish. Smokey at least is smart enough to go, oh, there's treats there, and go eat them. I'm assuming that the burning milk and cereal has something to do with radioactivity because Homer works at a power plant. I don't know. We're in fire season, by the way. Fires all over Southern California. But I'm safe. I chose this area very carefully. Oh, Ditch says no, Homer's just that fat a cook. Okay. All right. I think I need chocolate. I have some in the freezer because on a warm day, if you leave a chocolate bar sitting out, you end up with a pool of chocolate, totally liquid. Oh, hi, Etsy Quentia. Welcome in. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Last week I did my show on my birthday. Well, that afternoon, my brother and his wife came up and took me to lunch at a local cafe. It was very nice. And what can I say? Patty's a wonderful woman, and I don't know how she puts up with my brother. But she does. I can't. We used to be really close, but I can barely stand him now because he's not the same. He can't follow a short conversation. I was trying to explain that someone I know has that, well, someone with an agency has that non-threatening social worker voice. that preschool teachers use? And I said I didn't like that when I was 3 years old. And instead of understanding that it's the voice I don't like, he was, well, how could that woman possibly be old enough that she was your preschool teacher? I'm like, what? Fortunately, Betty explained it to him. At Sequentia, Witta sent me a birthday card and $5. Don't do that. You need it at least as much as I do. And I have good neighbors who don't sell drugs. I have friends and neighbors all over this community. We don't always remember each other's names. I've never been good at names, and apparently I'm not the only one. But we see each other at the post office because they don't bring our mail to the house. We're too rural. And we see each other in town. Well, you missed me babbling on about how my rose bushes have been massacred, but I found a new helper. Well, he found me. He's really a friend of my son who used to live on this mountain. And he was actually helpful and did what I asked him. He swept up all the crud in my driveway so I could throw it in the trash, and then use the dirt that also collected in my driveway to replace the mulch that someone else removed from my gardens. You don't scrape the garden soil down to bare, hard, packed dirt that won't hold water. You just don't. Oh, Ditch is already on Insomniac, and now he's turning into a taxi driver. Oh, that was a movie that I haven't seen. Yeah, with this track. Oh no, renovation noise next door to you, Ditch? Oh, I see. It's a good movie. Yeah, I've been told it's a good movie. I don't know why I haven't seen it. The stuff that's in theaters now, the few movies that interest me, I haven't been able to get to. Gypsy's here. Eye itchies. Welcome in, Gypsy. The thing about pulling weeds and raking weeds and bagging weeds is it just about kills my eyes with itchies that don't go away just because I'm not outdoors right now. Well, in most cases, I'm okay with disturbing content, but, well, for example, in Congo, the one about the gorillas, when the gorilla yanked a guy's eyes out of his head, is it over? Is it over? Is it over? But in most cases, I'm okay, as long as children are not being harmed. Oh, the 70s were wild, but I also lived through the 60s. The early 60s were relatively okay, except we were constantly warned don't talk to strangers. If a stranger approaches you, and I did this once, I hear my mother calling, I'm coming, and I ran home. Gypsy's 10 years younger than I am. I'd love to be 10 years younger. Of course, I was more foolish then, but oh well. Yeah, guys, I'm starting around 7:30 in the morning because the Verizon internet seems to be going down too early. Oh yes, we came home when the streetlights were on, and if we failed to come home when the streetlights came on, we were in trouble. And in Culver City, I think it was the Veterans Building, had a big clock tower, and it played the Westminster chimes, so we had no excuse for not knowing what time it was. Tora, get out of my coffee! Quit! Leave it alone! Coffee's bad for cats, and you're just bugging me. I'm getting ornery because the cats are being too persistent. I drank out of the garden hose. I walked to school and home again. Tora, quit. I rode a bicycle without a helmet. Let's see, what else did I do? I went roller skating without knee pads and elbow pads and a helmet. Tora, leave my things alone. Ooh, that's an angry face. I fed you cats. And you left it for the marauding homeless tomcat to eat. Well, she doesn't really want the coffee. She's just getting my attention. Tora, this time you're going to eat your treats where I put them, not where you want them. Because I'm in a mood and it's your fault. I've had coffee and I need a mint for the coffee breath. It's so bad it's bothering me. Oh no, unsupervised internet access. Yeah, well, fortunately, we didn't have the internet when my son was growing up. I don't know what I would have done. There's apparently two different conversations going on. Oh, Gypsy grew up in San Jose. My baby sister lives there. I spent 2 horrible months in Napa in the middle of summer during a terrible drought when Lake Berryessa's water level was so low we couldn't drink the tap water. It was full of red algae. Lake Berryessa is the primary reservoir for water up there in Napa and surrounding areas. Oh, yeah, our car didn't have seat belts. When I was little, they'd have me sit on the floor in the back, usually behind the driver's seat. It's safer than the passenger side, and I don't know why. Oh, my friend Sandy and I would ride in the back of her father's work truck. It had a rack that you could stand up and hold on to. And now where was I? Freeman's here. Hi, Freeman. Awesome possum. Welcome in. Mom was what I now call a spaz. My dad's cousins were taking the kids for a ride in the Jeep, an off-road ride, and Mom was just freaking out, didn't want me to go because it's dangerous. Yeah, right. There's just one area where I was really a marshmallow. Swimming. Our Girl Scout troop got swim lessons. I flunked. I didn't even take the final exam. Didn't want to. I was terrified of water ever since Mom tried to drown me. And I really think she did intentionally. Hi, Mac Attack. Welcome in. We had a wading pool. It was a big plastic pool, not more than 2 feet of water in it. And I would dog paddle because I don't like to get my face in the water. I just don't like it. And Mom came along one morning while I was dog paddling, and I got out of the pool because I thought she wanted me to come in the house. And she actually, because I was doing it wrong, shoved my face in the water and wouldn't let me get my head up for air. But my oldest brother, Rick, came out and said, "What are you doing?" And she said, "I'm teaching her to swim." And she finally let me come up and breathe. So after that, I wanted nothing to do with swimming. Yes, so I'm a spaz and a marshmallow when it comes to swimming. But eventually, when I was on my own, I think I was about 14 years old, my cousins, well, my cousin's parents, my aunt and uncle, had a backyard swimming pool. And get this, I used it unsupervised. Well, I was 14, not 3 or 4. And I taught myself how to swim. And without shoving my face in the water, because I still don't like to shove my face in the water. Can't tell you why, I just don't like it. Especially in a public swimming pool, which is probably quite sensible. Too much chlorine and too many strangers with germs and dirt. Well, Freeman, how old was I? I think 4 or 5. I know it was before I joined Brownies, which used to be the how you started in Girl Scouts. And I'm pretty sure I was 6 years old when I joined, so I must have been 4 or 5. Anyway, I taught myself the backstroke, and I was dog paddling, of course. And eventually, as an adult, I was able to dive off the edge of the pool into the water, or even off of a low diving board in situations where I felt safe. And Mom wasn't around. But really, on a hot day, I kind of like to just sit in the shallow end and relax. Swimming is not something I truly enjoy. But in Girl Scout camp, I didn't want to be embarrassed because anybody who couldn't swim across the side of the swimming pool, it isn't as long as because it's a rectangle. You had to, in order to be allowed in the swimming pool, you had to jump into the water and swim to the other side. Well, I didn't want to be embarrassed, so I jumped as far out as I could so I'd have a shorter distance, and I managed to swim to the other side just so I wouldn't be embarrassed as some kind of baby who can't go in the swimming pool. That was Girl Scout camp, and I was still a brownie, but they had changed the rules, so I must have been 9 years old. I'm the spaz when it comes to swimming. I can do it, but I don't enjoy it. Oh, Freeman is a total fish. He became a frogman. Okay. I did have an opportunity once just in a swimming pool to use the breathing apparatus with the tanks of oxygen. I don't think I could manage swimming underwater even with that. It just isn't me. It's not my thing. Ditch has double bone density. Oh, I see. He can't float. Now, most people will float in the water if they don't panic. If you just roll over onto your back, you should be able to breathe. Oh, Ditch is Wolverine. Thanks, Witta. Yeah, I'm glad I made it too. I didn't really want to swim. I just didn't want to be embarrassed. Okay. Which movie do I have to watch, Freeman? Oh, Meatballs. Yeah, I've seen the trailers. Yeah, Bill Murray is funny. Ditch sinks like a stone. Well, even you can do the just pull your arms to your belly and then lift them over your head and down to your sides, and that'll bring you up temporarily. Morning coffee and morning cigarette. Let's see. And the cats have finally decided to leave me alone for a few minutes and quit demanding. It's funny that people who do sink tend to sink feet first. Well, Ditch, if you refused to wear a life vest, you wouldn't get on my boat. Although I remember when we went whale watching on a 30-foot fishing boat, was a field trip for my friend's school. There were no life vests. We didn't go out very far. I think we eventually saw one whale as we were going back to shore. But we saw lots of dolphins and even a shark. But it was gray whale migration season, so we were there to see the gray whales. Okay. Yeah, I went. I get seasick looking at a boat, but it was my son's school field trip. He must have been 9 years old, 9 or 10, and they needed parents to be. They don't call them docents. To keep an eye on the kids. Escorts. That sounds dirty. But I think that's what they called us. And I didn't get seasick while I was there, but when I got home, I had one of the worst headaches in the universe. That's funny, Ditch. You panicked when you fell into 5 feet of water. And you're 6 feet tall. That sounds like what was that? I think it's an Agatha Christie episode. Let me think. No, it's Charlie Chan. His son gets thrown off the boat and he's panicking. I'm drowning. And his father comes along, Charlie Chan, and says, stand up. Turns out the water's like 3 feet deep. Well, this was for the children, this whale watch. It was only like barely, I think it was a little over half an hour, but it was not a whole hour. But I would not go whale watching for fun. After all, it's on the ocean. Whew. Oh, yeah, Peter Sellers was great in the movie Murder by Death, a spoof of both Poirot and Agatha Christie's Miss Marple, and Charlie Chan and well, more. Oh, Maltese Falcon gets thrown in there, I think, or one of the movies like that. Oh, and 10 Little Indians. They're stuck in a house and they can't leave. I keep getting the name wrong. It's not Gore Vidal. I always think it's Gore Vidal. It isn't. Let me see. Murder by Death cast. It's the guy who wrote. Yeah, I forgot the title too. Truman Capote. He wrote that book about the two guys who killed an entire family, and it was sympathetic toward the murderers. Something cold. All right, I just said his name and then I forgot it. Truman Capote. Truman Capote novel. In Cold Blood. Thank you, Freeman. Yeah, that's Murder by Death at Sequentia, where Peter Falk plays the Peter Sellers role. When I was a kid, there was a Thin Man TV series with, all right, cast Thin Man TV series. Peter Lawford as Nick Charles and Phyllis Kirk as Nora Charles. So when I see the Thin Man with the original cast, I'm kind of thrown off because I expect Peter Lawford, who is related to the Kennedys by marriage. I don't want to watch that video unless you explain what's in it, Freeman. Oh, Witta says the video isn't available anymore. Oh well. I hate it when I get a notice on my phone that says there's a video on YouTube and I click it. Either it's been made private by the post, the person who posted it, or it doesn't exist, or it's been deleted. And like within seconds of when the notice came to my phone. Oh, why are you telling me about it if I can't watch it? YouTube needs to fix their notifications. Ditch can see it. Looks like an AI music video. Oh, according to AI, the medical kind that you and I can't get, but doctors can. Biden is healthier than Trump because Biden is getting treatments for arthritis and stuff like that. And Trump is too fat and eats junk food. Okay. Oh, Kung Fu Duck. That's Howard the Duck, I believe. Yeah, they're both old and, well, oh, and his cholesterol is high, the Trump's. Well, it's rather tiresome, and it's on all political levels when we have to choose between two old white men, because there's no other choice. Well, some doctors say that the numbers are not nearly as important as your overall health. Maybe we shouldn't have two major parties selecting their candidates regardless of what the people really want. Although I gotta admit, Trump is popular. Um, very popular. I do have concerns about him, but on the other hand, he can read a teleprompter, he can finish a sentence. But I still think of high school when I was not one of the popular kids. But man, there must be something good about him because he has so many enemies. I'd rather go with someone who has a lot of enemies because that kind of rings a bell for me, as in, why do they hate him so much? Oh, and they will not be, CNN will not be streaming the debate. So if you don't have a subscription to cable TV, you can't watch it. I'm hoping there will be clips because I can't afford a cable subscription. Oh, itchies. I guess I gotta start washing my hair every day because the weed abatement exercise is really messing me up. Ditch can find anything online. Oh, yeah. apparently, Vivek is not black because he is of Indian ancestry, as in Hindu. And no Republican can possibly be black. I don't like either political party. I'm a no party preference person. You know, our vice president is of Indian, Hindu ancestry. I guess she's part African. They say she's the first black woman vice president, first black vice president, I guess. But whatever happens in November, we will survive. We survived LBJ, Richard Nixon, Bill Clinton, and 2 George Bushes, and we'll survive this. Hi, Lucas. Welcome in and good to see you. Yeah, I used to be independent, but now independent is a political party. Can't win. At one time, before they had or maybe I didn't understand, but I registered as Green Party. And, you know, we don't need to save the planet. The planet will be here long after we're gone. We need to save ourselves. Yeah, the 3 stigmata of Palmer Eldritch was more like not just AI, but transhumanism, where he has all these metal parts. Oh, Gunzo, welcome in. I got itches. Been pulling weeds and raking weeds and bagging weeds. Well, my thought on pirating is if you like my work well enough to pirate it, good for you. I'm not making much money on my books, but I want more people to read them. So I don't go after copyright violations. As long as they're, not big companies pirating. Oh, YouTube says I have 15 people watching and 10 thumbs up. Remember, I'm not monetized and I have no plans to monetize. Uh, uh, Meanwhile, back at the ranch, as from old Western shows, my yard is cleaner every day. The county-sponsored free curbside chipping of fallen tree branches never happened, even though they approved me for it and claimed their chipper was going around chipping things. But my helper, John, said he wanted those for kindling for his fireplace. See, they were very old, dead, dry branches. They'd burn well. So he broke them up with loppers and took them home with him. Lucas wants to know, do I like Tolkien and Didville? It's funny, in the late 70s, when it was really popular, I tried to read The Hobbit and couldn't get into it. But I love the Lord of the Rings movies. And I'd probably like The Hobbit now. My tastes have changed, perhaps for the better. And yeah, Phil liked Tolkien, but I never saw a copy of any of his books among Phil's library. I'm sure that Phil put traces of our relationship in some of his books, especially in Valis, where he states, Beth was a bitch. I probably was at that time. I was young and inexperienced. Oh, I wrote nonfiction about our relationship. Gonzagal. Let's see, Gantz is totally and egal is equal, so Gonzagal is totally equal. But I think you've mixed German and French to make up that word. Oh no. Freeman's gonna fly the entire chat room into my home. I don't have room. My entire house is 20 feet by 20 feet. Some people have bigger living rooms. Anyway, I enjoy yard work. I don't enjoy someone else deciding that my schedule is too slow and I have to hurry up. Oh, the nearest bar, you have several choices. There's the Stockade, and I forget the names of the other two. Lots of bars up here, Ditch. Freeman thought Beth was Anne. Well, Phil said it was me. We discussed it. Oh, ganz egal is German, and it's egal in German as well. Funny, I didn't catch that, and I have a degree in the German language. I don't think I ever came across that word. But anyway, ganz egal is totally equal. Ganz, whole, entire, total. Well, we could have a barbecue at Sequentia. You bring the chicken and steaks and hamburger patties, and I'll fire up the Weber kettle. Oh, and if you have hours and hours, you can roast corn on the cob. Yeah, anyway, it's been an hour and 20, and knock on wood, the internet's still working, but I should check the battery on the portable modem. The cat's brought me a twig. Where did I put it? Here. There. It's 61%. I guess I don't have to plug it in yet. Wowzer Bowser. Oh, Gans Egal says it's whatever, all the same also. Yeah, that makes sense. For a meaning. Thank you, Gans Egal. Yeah, that makes sense. I might start using that word. When I studied German, to me, it was almost as if I were speaking English with an accent. It was so easy. But French, forget it. I had a tutor and I barely pulled a B. And I always had an A in German, no matter how little I studied. Freeman, I started at about 7:30, and I'm going to make that a thing. 7:30 in the morning Pacific time. Because the internet connection is better. And I usually wake up by 6 anyway. I don't use an alarm clock, I just wake up. Whether I want to or not. The cats help. Anyway, I think 7:30 works better. Today I get my T-shirt from the post office. It's for my cooking channel, and I think it was Ditch promised to make me a logo. Etsy Quintius says French is a language that suffers a constant inflation of letters and deficit of syllables. Right. I couldn't believe the way some things were spelled, like Nespa is actually 4 words, 3 or 4 words when you write it. Yeah, well, Freeman, I read your books in small doses. They're very good, but I'm focused on a murder mystery that I have to finish, as well as more work on the exegesis. Oh, Ditch says he didn't promise, but he will. Well, if you do, that's wonderful. If you don't, you have no obligation to do it. You know, you're doing me a favor, Ditch, so I won't pressure you. Water. Oh, wow. I don't know. I don't know what to talk about. I don't want to cross any borders as far as YouTube. Oh, I could use the logo perhaps as my thumbnail for my channel. But, you know, it's a baby channel. It's just getting started. And I have a million things to do, but I wanted to get it started while I had some time and motivation. There are a few short videos on it, like how to tell if an egg has gone bad. Um, Imagine, but where they say that Phil predicted AI was a story called The Man Who Remembered the Future. Oh, Freeman, I have insurance now. It's imposed by my mortgage company. Oh, Lucas is leaving. Well, thanks for coming. I'm kind of winding down anyway. Going to end this soon. And there's always the replay. I'm just happy you came in. Now, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. I have short videos on the cooking channel. Ooh, Lucas must have posted something bad. It's all stars. We'll see you, I'm sure. Let's see. I need to, when I get off here, I need to upload part 4 of my 4-part lasagna video. The first 3 are finally up, but YouTube uploads slowly. But I have home insurance. My mortgage company imposed it, and it isn't as expensive as I had feared. The thing is, it's retroactive for 4 months now. Let's see, no, 3 months, April, May, and June. So they're going to want an initial payment for that. But it's not going to kill me. Let me see. So far, all I have is their estimate of the cost, not the final determination. But yeah, it'll be about $80 a month, but I'll start out owing 3 months worth, which is $240. But they'll take payments. So instead of 80 a month, I'll send them 100 a month until I catch up, something like that. But I could not get a policy for at all except one that was only for fire and nothing else. And it would have been $250 to $300 a month. And that's under the California Affordable Insurance Plan. I was paying $50 a month to farmers. Freeman, I don't want you to deprive yourself. It's working out. And I'm hoping that this putting some of my books on Audible is a good move. Apparently, with the AI voice. Oh well, lots of people do. And Amazon provides it for free, the voice. It's to their advantage. They get a percentage of sales. But, it's working out slowly but surely. Yeah, with affordable means you pay as much or more, but we get to call it affordable. Anyway, the insurance imposed by the mortgage company simply covers their liability. So it would basically pay off my mortgage without giving me anything. But I don't care. Well, Freeman, the wildfire was nowhere near me, but our internet kept going down. And I didn't know you were scared for me. There was a fire kind of close by, but we were not threatened by it, and it wasn't that big. It was in a town called Hesperia, next to Victorville. And it was, it was government land, public land, where they did not clear the weeds, and it was probably an arson fire. So this field of dry grasses was burning, and it was kind of big, but it was not headed our way. And the best thing is that since it did all burn down, it isn't going to threaten us again, at least not till next year. The story Phil wrote about AI, The Man Who Remembered the Future. There. I don't think I've read that one, but he wrote so many stories, like, it's like having a bag of marbles. I can't tell you what they are, what color, how many. Oh yeah, and we're coming up on 4th of July and illegal fireworks. But this mountain is pretty darn safe. And my part of the mountain is safer than most. Because I'm in town, we won't have a big brush fire because most of the land is paved. Streets. We don't have sidewalks, but we have streets and driveways and parking lots. Hi, Anthony. Good morning and welcome in, but I'm on my way out. Gotta do more. I gotta upload a file to the other channel, and I gotta pull more weeds and rake more weeds and bag more weeds. So even though the curbside chipping never happened, they promise that the green waste pickup will. You see, now we're forced to separate yard waste from house trash. You can't put them in the same bag or barrel, and it costs extra because our trash company does not haul the green waste. You have to hire someone. If, like me, you don't have a car. And even if I did, I'd need a pickup truck to haul all this yard waste. And it's every week from now on. But especially right now when I have at least a dozen bags of yard waste because of the weeds. But they're going to haul away whatever's out front for free. All I have to do is sign up. Well, the thing about Anne was she used to be physically violent, according to Phil. And one time she pulled a gun on him. He called the sheriff, and she ended up in a mental ward against her will. And some of Phil's so-called friends said that was me. I didn't own a gun. I have never threatened anybody with a gun. The worst I ever did was I had parked my car on the street in front of my apartment instead of in the parking lot where you have to have a code to get in. And I had a code. Anyway, some homeless man was trying the doors on my car. So I stuck my hand in my pocket and pretended that I had a gun. And I just repeated several times, "Step away from the car." And that was long after Phil died, by the way. No, I don't threaten people, especially not with guns. I don't even have guns. I own, I think, 2 guns, but my son has them for safekeeping because I don't have a gun safe, and I'm going to give them to him. I inherited them from my dad. He had guns. I don't. Well, Phil was difficult to live with, but so am I. I prefer to be alone and have some solitude. I'm not lonely. I have friends and neighbors. You know, I can't walk to the mini mart without saying hello to several people. Oh, I'm not without blame. I'm really difficult. I'm high maintenance, but not in terms of money. Oh, yeah, the homeless guy wasn't going to take a chance on whether I had a gun. He walked away. And I got in my car and went to work. Yeah, I have for home protection, and I've never needed to use them. I have disposable fire extinguishers. They're also good if I set the stove on fire, which I also haven't needed. But it's a good idea to have a fire extinguisher. I had to relocate the smoke alarm because it went off every time I boiled a pot of water on the stove. Yeah, when cash flow's a problem, actually, Phil and I stuck together better when we were poor. We made it work. I remember one time all we had was a can of Campbell's chunky chicken soup, the big can made for 2 people, and the next door neighbor gave us a box of matzo crackers to go with it. But we survived. We did well. When he started making money, that was really worse. And he still wasn't wealthy by any means, but we managed to rise up from poor to middle class. He bought a used Fiat Spider for about $1,400. And people think he bought a brand new sports car for 50,000 or something. We didn't have that kind of money. Well, I think most writers are difficult to live with. It's like, leave me alone, I'm writing. But the house is on fire. I don't care, I'm writing. That kind of thing. Anyway, it's been an hour and 42 and a half minutes, and I really got to go and upload that file while I still have internet. I'm at the end of the monthly allotment. So let's do it. Thank you all for coming in, and have a great day. I keep leaving out the comma. Let's put that comma where it belongs. There we go. Here we are. I've really enjoyed this chat, but I got stuff to do, and I'm sure you do as well. So I will see you guys next time. And Witta, thanks again for the birthday card. I'm gonna put it up on my fridge. See ya.